Salvete omnes, and welcome to the second episode of Latin League. This is our breakdown of the first round of Latin League. I'm Clint Hagan,
And I'm Nikhil Ranjan.
and we're so glad that all of you joined us, and we're also so glad that so many of you participated. We got a lot of feedback from teachers and coaches that said, that the kids were really enjoying the process, and we hope, of course, that you're also learning something. And as you'll find out a little later in the episode, we learned a few things too. We wanted to start by talking about where the average scores hit. So for high school varsity, the average score was 54, and the most difficult category, or the one that people did the least good on, was our special topic, Roman construction. That had an average of 4 right. And in high school JV, the average score was a 42. And the most difficult question for high school JV, and we kind of thought this would be the case, was grammar, with an average score of 3.5.
And then in the middle school division, in the varsity specifically, uh, construction in general, again, our special topics was the most difficult with an average of 5. So I think still pretty good percentage overall for being the most difficult. And in the middle school JV division, construction, our special topic, was also the most difficult with an average of 3.8 right. So a little on the lower end, but it's not too surprising. We think that our special topics is where maybe it's hitting y'all the most.
The next thing we wanted to talk about is some of the questions that were the toughest on the test. And we're going to start with question number 47 on the middle school test, which was in the motto section.
Yeah, so just for the stat, only 9% of teams got this one out of everyone in the middle school division. So the question, which of the following abbreviations is not related to ears? So a common decision was to pick A period, D period, probably thinking Anno Domini, which not unreasonable. But it was a bit of a trick being played here. So A period, S period, A period, U period, and A period, D period are actually all medical abbreviations featuring the word auris. And then A period, C period was ante canam, and this was the little catch. Was like, oh, would you recognize that one's there? So, there's always going to be a distractor like that, something that seems maybe blatantly wrong. But then with a little more information, you might realize, oh, it's actually a trick.
Yeah, and the same thing kind of happened on the middle school test with question 80. This was in our classical art category. Um, it was about the themes of Mycenaean art. Um, and the major theme of Mycenaean art is military and soldiers and battles. But the distractor, bull jumping, because a lot of people have seen that fresco, people recognize bull jumping, and a lot of people picked C, but that's Minoan and not Mycenaean. Only 15% of teams got that one right. So if you're one of those teams, congratulations. In the high school division, only 12% of teams got this one. This is question number 96, and it involves rooms called the Mediana and the Canacula. This came straight out of the material that we gave you to study for this, but it's not something that you probably would have encountered in class or even in a general Roman life category, because these are rooms that are in apartment buildings or insula in ancient Rome.
Yeah, and then number 80 is the last kind of most difficult question, or one of the more tougher questions we're looking at in the high school division, where only 21% of teams got this. Most teams chose E. It was which of these was a Roman citizen by birth. Um, so all of the above was in there, and maybe your lean is, oh, all of the above, let's just pick it. But actually, Livius Andronicus and Terence are both people who were brought to Rome. So they were not Roman citizens, although they wrote and they're considered Latin authors and Roman authors. And Caecilius Statius was actually born more, usually I think around Mediolanum, more in like the Insubrian Gaul territory. Lucilius is our only real, well, I don't want to say real, our only like Roman citizen by birth who was a writer in this list. And that was sort of the catch-all. And he's not an easy author per se. So maybe that's just something we weren't super comfortable with. But yeah, that little all of the above seemed to catch a number of us. Next little segment we thought would be kind of cool. We discussed how, hopefully y'all learned some things you didn't know before. We learned some things we didn't know before. So the question is, does Wyoming have a Latin state motto? This is a question we had to dive into this week because it was asked about on the high school test. So the question was number 43. It was forms of what word are shared between the mottos of Wyoming and Mississippi? And the answer we were looking for was C, Arma. But the answer really should have been none. So a lot of sources like to list that Cadant Arma Togai is Wyoming's motto. It was, and you can like Google this, you will find a hit. But it turns out that Cadant Arma Togai was actually only on their 1869 territory seal, which apparently even had a typo on it and said Cadant Arma Toga. But this was never actually adopted as Wyoming's motto. So if you look now on their government website, if you look through any of their official documents, that's not a thing at all. I believe it's equal rights, is the actual Wyoming motto. So this is a fun turn of events. And we think maybe it's been like a fossilized, like, piece of information that everyone just kind of took to be true, including myself who wrote the question. I'll take all blame for that. But now it's like we know this. Wyoming doesn't have a Latin motto like we were talking about it previously.
Yeah, and the slogan "Equal Rights" apparently comes from Wyoming being one of the first states to allow women to vote. Now, here are our top 10 teams in each division for this round. And also, just a little disclaimer up front, if we mispronounce your school's name, we're really sorry. Please feel free to send us an email at info@latinleague.org, and we will try to get it right the next time. So here's middle school junior varsity. First place was Basis Awatuki in Arizona. Second place was a tie, the Flint Hill School, Virginia, and Liberty Common High School in Colorado. In fourth place, Bexley Middle and High School, Ohio. Tie for fifth, St. Mark's School, Texas, and Harker Middle School, California. In seventh, Meerman School, Purple, followed very closely by Meerman School, Gold. In ninth, Dutchess Day School in New York. And in 10th, a between Classical Academy and Green Hill Middle School Purple.
Yeah, and then in the middle school varsity division, in first place at the moment, we have Dodgen Middle School Purple from Georgia. In second, we have the Blessed Sacrament Homeschool Group from Tennessee. In third, we have St. Thomas's Episcopal Church and School Purple from Texas. In fourth, we have Midtown Classical from Florida. In fifth, we have a two-way tie between Harker Middle School Purple from California and CHD Academy, also from California. In seventh, we have Harker Middle School Gold from California. In eighth, we have the Canterbury School from Indiana. In ninth, we have a two-way tie between Welsh Valley Middle School Gold from Pennsylvania and St. Mark's School of Texas Purple from Texas.
Congratulations to all of our middle school teams. Now moving on to high school and the junior varsity division. First place was a tie between the Harker School of California and Ivy Mind Academy in Pennsylvania. In third was Harriton High School Purple from Pennsylvania. In fourth, Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology in Virginia. And in fifth, St. Mark's School of Texas. Sixth place went to Brookfield Academy in Wisconsin. Seventh place was a tie. We had Basis Awatuki Gold in Arizona and the Oak Hall School in Florida. Ninth, Northside Health Careers High School, Texas. And in 10th place, Lower Marion High School in Pennsylvania.
And then in our high school varsity division, in first place, we have Walton High School Purple from Georgia. In second, we have Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology Gold from Virginia. In third, we have Harriton High School, purple from Pennsylvania. In fourth, we have Ivy Mind Academy from Pennsylvania. In fifth, we have a two-way tie between Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology, purple from Virginia, and CHD Academy from California. In seventh, we have Flint Hill School from Virginia. In eighth, we have the St. Mark's School of Texas from Texas. In ninth, we have Stuyvesant High School Gold from New York. And in 10th, we have a two-way tie between the Oak Hall School in Florida and Northside Health Careers High School Gold in Texas. Congratulations to all of the high school division teams.
Absolutely. Some of these results are incredibly impressive. And we know these tests, some of the questions are designed to be difficult. And we're so happy that you have chosen to work through this and hopefully learn something along the way. We're looking forward to round two opening soon. And just a reminder, thank your Latin teacher for helping you learn these things and giving you the opportunity to participate in Latin League. And we would again like to thank the Latin League committee. Couldn't do any of this without them. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you after round two. Wale te omnes.
Wale.